I'm sure there are a lot of questions bubbling in your mind for the same. I would like to request our three speakers of the evening to please come on stage for an interactive session with the audience. I would also like to invite Dr. Anurag Mishra to moderate the. Anyone with questions can stand up and you will be provided with the mics.
But I'm sure many of them will have more questions. So we can straight away jump into the questions.
There are so many situations in the life, like how do you decide what is right and what is wrong, like whether I should do it or I should not do it. Like, for example, in my life, what goes on, like, if I should compromise academics or non-academics, with respect to extracurricular activities or the proportion of time that I'm giving in something, is it the right thing or not? So that is something that I ponder over many times and I'm not able to get answer for that. So how to decide if what I'm doing is right or not?
See, there is no absolute formula for that. It will have to be, you have to decide, and you need to give that whole that you need to develop all round, right? So in that, you can find a slot which works best for you. For example, I found that if I got up in the morning, I was a morning person. All it required that through the year, whether it's exams or not, 5 to 7, I could sit down 2 hours of work, studies. So it was not that just study for the exam, 5 to 7, and that was the time one could easily, keep it aside and do that very regularly. So after that, evenings were free. The same thing, I would say, okay, Saturday we had a half day, so I'd say, okay, I'll finish everything so that Sunday I can have a rollicking time. So you make your balances because that would be as per and then your passion. But I would suggest that have one outdoor hobby which keeps you physically fit and one indoor hobby which lasts you a lifetime. It could be music, paint. Now each one is your choice.
Yes, thank you.
I'd like to add a comment here. Sometimes when we are confused about what to do, we have to look back and say what is important to me. Do I want to be an all-rounder? Do I want to be a specialist? If the reference point is fixed, then decision making is easy. If the reference point is not there, then it's like Alice asking the cat, how do I go there? Give me directions. So the cat says, where do you want to go? And Alice said, I don't know. Then the cat said, doesn't matter what directions I give you. So clarifying your goals and clarifying who you are will help you decide whether you want to have the extracurricular or whether you want to study those extra 2-3 hours, I guess.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
If I may just add to that question, that who decides what is the right thing? Like, maybe it's the people who are elder teachers, guides, mentors, or you.
It's a discussion, it's a dialogue between the mentor and the mentee, keeping the cultural and family involved.
Can you keep the mic?
I would think it's a discussion, it's a dialogue. And if you're confused, it's very nice to first talk between friends and then talk to a mentor. So that, the goals are then just speaking about them, putting them down in writing helps you reflect on it.
Okay. Can you move to the next question? The last row. Yeah. Oh. Prakash, you have a question.
How difficult it is for a medical undergraduate, civilian medical undergraduate to join the armed forces?
It's not difficult because the armed forces every year takes in about 220 doctors. That's the number of people who superannuate or short service would get out. So, and AFMC produces about 120. So 130, of which some would pay out. So 110 is what this thing. So another 110 are every year there's an advertisement and they let you. But again, it should not be thought with the glamour of the uniform. Before taking a decision, the pros and cons have to be discussed out. So you can then, help you make a decision. Post-graduation, if you join the army as a permanent commission, it is there hai andher nahi, 100% chance that you will get a PG. Because we have 150 UG seats, 220 PG seats.
To ask you that you've had you found yourself struggling at many points in your life, and you've been away from your loved ones and fighting all alone. I believe all of us have such times in our life when we feel like we really can't hold on, and you don't know, you are working ahead, but you don't know if you will be able to carry on. And then, what had helped me when I was at that point were a few friends of mine who anchored me back to my place. So I wanted to ask you, at so many times, if you were alone, how did you manage to anchor yourself? When you feel like maybe I might not be able to hold on, maybe I'm tired, I don't think if I can go on or not. What kept you anchored at so many points?
Again, it was family and friends. So, you know, and in my case, I had to make new friends in every place. So I gave that example in a very short way, say in Pathankot, where I had to leave my, 5-year-old daughter with, it was a friend who came. I said, I just don't know what to do. Mom is so sick. He said, mere paas chhod ja. See, how many would unless you have a friend like that? So at every difficult time, we feel we are alone, but we are not alone. If we just open up, we see we have friends there, we have family there. So if you talk to people, we should be able to do that. We should never feel ourselves that I'm all alone.
So we should try to handle things all alone.
Absolutely. And that's why I hats off to an institution like Gurukul, and that you are starting this mentorship, which I've done in AFMC as dean. I really structured it out to have 2 students from each year. So there was peer mentoring, so they were like buddies. So they knew what each one was doing, because there are times where, and especially adolescents and young, feel we have to fight this out alone. We can't burden our parents with it. So at times like that, you may not want to burden your parents because they are somewhere else and they feel stressed. So you need good friends, you need your gurus, you need your mentors.
So I'm really happy to announce that soon I think MAMC will have the whole mentorship program very formally. And
just to explain my question.
Very thankful to the dean ma'am that she's taking the initiative in that direction. And soon we'll have a very formal mentorship program.
Just to explain my question, ma'am, as a child I always used to think being independent means that you should be capable enough to do everything on your own. But now I feel like that is not really what being independent means, because I have found that sometimes you need help and it's not okay to do things with just alone. So ma'am, I wanted to know what is being independent.
Brilliant, I think, because if you see independent, it has dependent on it. You feel you're independent, you try to, but there's a thing between physiology and pathology. So as long as it's physiological, you're not going to go crying and running for everything because you're dependent. You will try to, but you have to for yourself realize when things start getting difficult, you do have people around you who are your friends and family, and to them you mean a lot. So share, that is where your mental agility comes in.
Yeah, you're okay.
My question is to each one of you, what is the role of a guru in the life of A medical student, B, in that of a serving doctor?
I think the guru's actual role starts beyond being a medical student. I would often say that, once you've been a professor or a faculty, the students, if you've created a bond with your student, it continues beyond. So it's you're kind of there as a friend, philosopher, guide. I need a mentor. I'm still, today morning I got up and I sent to all my friend, philosopher, guide who've been my teachers. No one, that role never finishes. The teachers is forever.
I'll say that apart from, of course, what ma'am said, apart from all of those things, even if a guru or a mentor can provide a sounding board, and like Sujata said, hold that space for the student, that's also a huge leap. I don't think most medical students have that right now. They definitely did not have that earlier. So even if just that, I think there's a lot of value added by just being present.
So the difference between having a guru and not having a guru, and the guru may or may not be from your field, could be somebody else, could be your grandmother, could be your neighbor, is that it gives you get where you need to get 10 times faster. Because the guru takes away all the confusion in the mind. And normally the guru is not a direct family member, a little far away. So doesn't get involved, doesn't have a point of view, is not part of the family, and non-judgmental, looks at you as who you are. There are many people wanting to help, but sometimes when we are young, including me, we would think that I have all the answers, I'm pretty smart, I can figure it out. And then you realize at some point in time you need somebody there, and when you are, automatically the person comes to you. So I think you need somebody. And you need many people to get you there. It's never about you, it's about so many people who teach you so many things. So you want to get somewhere 10 times faster and without getting bruised in the process, please get hold of the guru.
I like that. They say that to go anywhere you need GPS. So guru is the new GPS, it's called guru positioning system.
क्या बात है? क्या बात है? Listen, that same thing I've given in my talk कि सिर्फ Google Map नहीं होते हैं. Map is for mentor, attitude and passion.
Adding to that same thing, I think for GPS also, you need to put in the destination. Guru can only guide you. So destination you have to know where you want to go.
Me, and even after hearing all those things that okay, it's okay, take it slow, but you know, my mentality is kind of, it is molded in a way that I cannot feel. I don't know how to accept that, to not be better than other people, to not do well in postings, to not be a better doctor. So first question is like, how do I change that mentality and how do I essentially address that? And second is again to all three of you, that at the end of the day, like, what should one aim for? You want to be happy or you want to be satisfied with life? Like, what do you seek for?
I think for the first one which I think that has to be there. You can't get anywhere without competition or ambition. But you can decide yourself, is that making you happy? You know, are you enjoying it? Or it's burdening and burning you out? If it is burning you out and you're not feeling good about it, time to sit back. If you're not, just go ahead. Otherwise I wouldn't have taken the challenge in this age, you know. You have to go until you feel you're strong enough.
I completely hear you. When I was doing my MBBS, I remember the amount of stigma that failure had. And when I spoke about failure, I don't actually mean failure in exams. That's not what I'm actually referring to. And I'm also not referring to not doing well in your postings, which is something that you refer to. The point of being okay with failure is to know that while you're not better than anybody else, you will be better at some things than anyone else, right? And while you might not fail your exams, in life there will be situations where you will fail. And so it becomes important for you to get comfortable with the idea that you will fail in tiny little ways throughout the journey, and that there's no way to get to the next step unless first you failed. So take for example, if you've ever learned cycling. Did you fall? Most likely you did, right? But when you're falling, you're not just falling. Your brain is actually learning how to calibrate. Your brain is learning how to hold the body, how to hold the cycle. You're learning all of that without realizing it, right? So that's
literally when people are watching,
absolutely.
the ego is getting bruised.
That also. So you need to be okay with all of that, knowing that failure is typically, usually the first step to the success that comes afterwards. That's how I meant about failure, and I hope that that helps somewhat.
I'll attempt the second question with two frameworks. Somebody did a study of thousands of people to say what is success, what is lasting success. And there are 4 common elements that came out after the study. The first is achievement. I must have achieved something in life. The second is significance. Yeah, I made a lot of money, but did I do something unique about it? Okay, so it's not just that. The third is joy. Did I enjoy doing what I did? When she talked about Pinky, did you see the joy she had on her face remembering the meeting with Pinky? Wasn't that an amazing moment? And the last one is legacy, which means I left something behind. You could leave a legacy in the form of a garden, or a child, or an institute, or an algorithm, or an NGO. So these are 4 things that people look for in enduring success. But you know what? There is a lot of study done on what makes you happy in the career. Should I go for satisfaction? Should I go for balance? Should I go for achievement? It's different for different people. Some people, life is about getting ahead. I have to be the youngest HOD. I have to be for some people, balance is more important. I want to have family, and I want to have life, and I want to be a good professional. For some people, it's I want thrills every day. Okay? And for some people, it's I want security. I want steady, structured life. So different people want different things. What I want is not necessarily what you want. But you, by the time you're 34, 35, you really figure out, actually, I didn't want this, I wanted that. So sometimes you make choices, they are not the right choices, and you figure it out and you come back to your path. And life is always about coming back to the right path. It's a bit like starting exercise, missing it after 4 days, but coming back to it. Of course, she's never done that, which is why she is what she is. But it's about how many times you get back on it. So don't compare what you want. I always ask Anurag, government hospital mein doctor ho, private institute mein doctor ho, both from the same college, very different lifestyles. Okay, one comes in a BMW, the other one maybe not so much. What makes you do what you do? And I hear both sides talk about so passionately about how government allows you to do so many things. Look at the scale. I mean, professional satisfaction is so great. The private guy says something else. So we want different things, and sometimes we don't know what we want, and we figure it out as we go along. So trust yourself. The 20s are the hardest decade. It's in your early 30s that one thing gets settled. You're going to be outstanding, you're going to be average. And in your early 30s, you figure out, you may not figure out what you want, but you definitely will figure out what you don't want. And then by process of elimination, with a few gurus, with a few stumbles, you suddenly get on your path. So it's very exciting. You can do so many things. You don't have to do one thing. Don't compare what you want with what others want. You may want different things because you're a different person.
I'll add to that it's very difficult to figure out at that point is this going to be right. That's what I meant when I said you can't. Because when you're in school, everyone should kya banoge? What do you want to become? I mean, that's the most dumb question, because how do you know it? How does a school kid know what does he want to become? So, whereas if you're doing, whatever, by default or because of parent design or because of your passion, you've got into it, till you figure out, enjoy what you're at and do the best you can because you're acquiring skills which will help you decide later. So if you're now studying, no point thinking of what you would want to become at the age of 50. I mean, like I started by saying that I never knew. I just knew I wanted to wear a uniform and I wanted to join the army. I mean, that was something I felt passionate at that time. Right or wrong, may not, someone may say, you wasted yourself, you should have gone abroad, you should have done a PhD, you should have done that. So it is, then you make them work for you because you took that at that point, right? You cannot have your answers today. So today, concentrate on whatever, if you're doing a UG, do best UG, you're doing PG, do best. You're doing a senior residency, enjoy that. Because that's what's going to get you your joy.
I'm a second year student at Mahamahanagar Medical College, and it's so difficult to be an adult. Like sometimes it's like the time is too less and I have to do so many things in life. And the classes are 8 to 4, so I have to study. And when I go to posting, so I feel like I shouldn't be a doctor that doesn't know anything or I stumble upon anything. And I have to fulfill my aspirations. And so what should I choose? I should think about the people I have to care for in my future life, or should I choose myself at what I want to explore in life?
I think that's a very, very good question, because as you're growing up, you're at that stage where I used to call that stage as you're still too young for cocktails, too big for pigtails. So you don't know, you're neither here nor there, and you're trying to really struggle between. But at that time, you just think that what am I doing now? I'm just second year. What is my role today? I'm studying to be that later. Everyone comes to medical college to be a good doctor. But while doing that, am I enjoying becoming a doctor? So for that, if I don't think of ultimate goal, but I say, okay, I'm going to do my best, and in that I'm going to learn to do time management. I mean, I must do my rotations, I must do my thing, and I keep this time for studies. But beyond that, am I having some fun? So if you're not, then probably time to maybe cut out to sleep a little, or maybe you're spending too much. Do your own, keep a diary. Am I spending too much time on WhatsApp and social media? So each one will find that where you can save that time and use for what you really want to do.
Sometimes I try to do a lot of things and I overexert and my head doesn't support that. So what should I do in that case?
Yeah. That means if your health is not supporting, you may be overstretching yourself. So then go a little slow and say, okay, this is how much I can do.
So I should be satisfied at a low level.
No, you should not be satisfied at a low level. You don't have to put yourself a level. Just say how much I can do, I'll do level बाद में decide करूँ. ठीक है?
So that's you don't care about that. One last one from my side.
Raise your hand, Pitakshi. Don't let him know that.
So just one last message to everyone from one line, one message which you want to get.
I wasn't prepared for this, but I'll say, don't take yourself or life too seriously.
Yes, well said. Yeah. Well said. Be your best friend. Look, you've neglected yourself a lot. You're always worried about what your teachers will say and what your friends will say and what your family will say. There's a beautiful poem called Life After Love which you must read, which says, come back, your friend, yourself has been waiting for you. It's been waiting for you. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf. Spend time on yourself. So I think I learned this the hard way. I forgot me in being with everyone else. So I think be your best friend and tell yourself every morning, I deserve to have a good day. I am a wonderful person. Yes, I am foolish at times and yes, I trip at times. But every day you got to be your own cheerleader, because you know what? Others may cheer for you, may not cheer for you, you may not know it. But if you don't cheer for yourself, why would anybody else cheer for you? So every morning say to yourself, I'm a good person, I'm wonderful, I deserve to have a good day.
My message is, keep the child in you alive. So, dance in the rain, enjoy small things in life. Don't keep waiting for that big moment. So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
That's a perfect point to end this panel discussion. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. It has been fabulous.
Here and wanting to go to both ways, right? So I don't want to come too much between you and I'm very sure you had a lovely time. Such speakers, such amazing speakers, and there is only one commonality: not giving up. Not giving up at any time. So there's one message which we take home today from here. And so much notes I jotted down while they were speaking, and I said, I learned this today. I learned this today. And but most important, which they said, was believe in your inherent potential. It's only when you believe in your inherent potential, you believe in the inherent potential of others. That's how you don't bring other people down, and you're not judgmental. And of course, I learned it hard way, and I still struggle with it. And difficult to understand that we have roses, we have peaches, we have plums, and we have damsons. So everybody is different, and to accept Of course, it takes time, but the earlier you accept, the better it is. And of all those things, why these women didn't give up, I'm sure it was never a cakewalk. It was always a difficult time, challenges, crisis, every time, Yesterday only I was reading, don't fear crisis, because every crisis leads to solutions. So that's how we go forward. But what I personally feel, and has been I believe in that too, to always have a spiritual anchor, If you really start basing yourself, of course, all this, she did it because I have to do it because her DNA is like that. There might be another person who's not like that, but still wants to do it, or wants to go and reach that particular goal. And you need a drive, you need a fuel to push you forward. As somebody said that, I don't know whether I should be doing this or should be doing that. So important, believe in yourself and believe in some kind of spirituality. I'm not saying one, take A, B, C, anything. Like she said, she gets up early in the morning and 5 to 7 is the time which is devoted. For that one particular time it was studies, at another particular time it becomes something else. We all go through different phases of our lives. So, of course, I also believe in it. If you get up early, in those 2 hours you actually do 4 hours of work. So that's another, kind of a message which we take. There's so many things. You can actually write a book of whatever we heard today. So thank you very much and coming to Manazar and spending time with us and giving your brief nuggets that what has made you what you are today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Ashima Devas to present the vote of thanks.
We began with learn, lead and inspire. And I'm really grateful to all our speakers who helped us learn, lead and inspired us for many, many years to come. Thank you, Dr. Pragati, Sujata ma'am and Madhuri ma'am. Thank you. We heard stories of power, courage, humility, being a dreamer, all of it together. And we hope that for the next many, many years we are able to carry all these roles. Today being Teachers' Day, we are also deeply indebted by all our senior teachers, professors, mentors who came forward to grace the occasion. So may I request some words of wisdom from all our first floor dignitaries. We have Dr. A.K. Agarwal, Dr. Achal Gulati, Dr. Reva ma'am, our MD sir, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Dr. Anil Agarwal sir. So any messages, any words for our young students?
That is what I think. I'll just give you a small thing when Dr. Madhuri was to take over as Vice Chancellor. We met in the National Medical Commission. I just wrote her one sentence. I said, ma'am, actually I pity the Maharashtra government. They don't know what they're in for. They have a true academician, they have a lady, and they have an Indian Fauji general. And I think she's turned that thing into a statement at present. So I think we had a lovely time. Thank you so much, everybody.
I just had an opportunity to visit FMC once in my lifetime when I was pursuing MBBS. And I was representing college as a college captain in basketball. So FMC is a very tough team fighting for the country and as a sports spirit. And luckily, hum jeet SMS medical college. And another college was the BJ Medical College. And I was going through your oration and lecture, wonderful madam. And I personally impressed what you have achieved in your life and what message you have given to our young doctors. So I once again congratulate team Gurukul and all the students for doing wonderful work. Keep it up. कभी भी आपको ऐसा लगे कि आप हमें भी लगता है कि हम शायद जो FMC की टीम से हम हार जाएंगे, पर हमने कि नहीं हारेंगे तो कोई बात नहीं। तो ये जो डर है, डर से ऊपर ये जीत है आपकी। That is the message.
You know why did I come here? I think I was in a meeting, but I told Anurag कि मैं आऊँगा थोड़ा लेट हो जाऊँगा. Maybe I wanted to meet all of you, but एक fact और है, I wanted to learn something out of you. And एक चीज मैं जरूर कहना चाहता हूँ, जो सीनियर टीम मेरे ख्याल में पूरे गैदरिंग में सबसे एज वाइज सीनियर, बाल भी और ये भी, ठीक है ना? है ना? तुम्हारा भी बहुत है, लेकिन इतना जरूर मन में रहता है कि कुछ सीखता रहो. तो वी आर लर्नर फॉर लाइफ. और मुझे मालूम है कि मेरे स्टूडेंट्स जो अब टीचर बन गए हैं या मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, one never know, we are learning so many things from them. So we are learning, you are learning from us and we are learning from all of you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure to listen to the talks, and I think congratulations for doing this, organizing this. And Dr. Agarwal जो कह रहे थे कि I think I may not be catching up in wisdom, but I am catching up in the lost there. And two things that I would just want to say here is that one is that what is good for someone may not be good for you, like which every speaker has talked about. And I think recently one of our house surgeons at that time when I was doing PG, I used to say, because I always wanted to do surgery, and I think because a lot of people choose their profession because they think, oh, radiology सबसे ज़्यादा जा रही है या pediatrics जा रही है. So what interests you? So that is why I used to say a statement which got back to me. I said, if I'm a vegetarian, how does it matter how good the chicken is? Because I think it doesn't matter. So that is one thing. And the second thing again, what I would like to say is like, for Madam, going to army was her passion. And I, in fact, my parents were in Calcutta, and when I was in Maulana Azad, and I appeared for that short service commission, and everybody gets in, in terms of the first part of it. And then I came back from Calcutta for appearing for the practical, for the interview. And I didn't go there, because I thought about it, and I thought that, oh, PG, like as you said, that PG 5 saal baad karoge aap chaate. And I said that if I don't get into PG, and then ye hoga ki, why don't you join this? And so I thought that I followed that don't take a softer option. I mean, all options are very good, but I think what suits you is the thing that you have to choose for. And I think, like for her, this was her all-time passion, and she wanted to do that. But I thought that I don't want to break that, and I want to do my PG. So I think that is what it is. And I think similarly, I think one thing which goes with that is that probably at times what we hear is burn the boat. And I think that works. Because I think even during MCH, because two subjects started together, and I got a practical call in both of them. So me and one more of my colleagues didn't go for the other one, because we thought that if we don't get this one that I want badly, I would get stuck in that, and that would probably, in a few years, it will be all right. And I think, so that was a good thing, because I didn't get MCH in the first go, and the second year I got it. So I think sometimes it is important not to go for a softer option or another option which at that time seems, oh, it's so good. So I think that is very, very important. So thank you very much. I won't take much of time.
Thank you, sir. We would also like to...
Sorry, Ashma. Just one sentence I want to say. I want to tell all the students, be true to yourselves. Stop playing to the gallery of your family and your relatives and ABC. Just do what you believe in. I think that eventually really pays. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The final word had to be from a woman. Thank you for making that session. We would also like to thank all our senior professors, MAMC alumni, ex-students who were here with us for the evening. And special thanks to our Dean Ma'am, Dr. Ritu Arora, for her constant encouraging support throughout the year, which helps us keep doing good work and maybe also inspires us to do better work next year. Special thanks to Dr. Satyam Mishra, HOD Anatomy and the Academic Officer for having supported us throughout the planning and the execution of the MAMC Dialogues. Our Registrar Sir, Mr. Rajesh Sasdevaji, for being a big help. Our Estate Officer, Mr. Imtiaz Ji is here, and Mr. Anil Verma for having eased all the administrative arrangements. Rajiv Sir Ji for the horticulture team. Mr. S.N. Sinha Ji from the PWD for taking care of the last minute glitches. Bharat Bhushan Ji and Roshan Ji who are there as in charge of the auditorium for the wonderful arrangements and the sanitary work. Other workers, Ramesh, our canteen bhaiya, Kailash bhaiya is there waiting eagerly for all of us to have a quick cup of tea. And the videography team, which have very beautifully covered the evening. And last but not at all the least are the Karam Yogis, उन लोगों का जिनका जुनून और दीवानगी हद पार कर गया कि हम ये शाम रंगीन शाम आपके लिए सजा पाए. May I please take the proud privilege of calling all of those who have been associated with Gurukul in the last 1 year. Dr. Mahima Kapoor from Psychiatry GV1, Dr. Romit Saxena from Pediatrics, Dr. Vikrant Mohanty from Maids, Dr. Swati Tiwari, Dr. Maheshwari and Dr. Vikas Manchanda who join us for the evening right now. It's also my pleasure to call upon our council members, Dr. Rakshit Garg from Lok Nayak Hospital. Dr. Please climb up. Dr. Hitachi from Community Medicine. Dr. Sulakshna Agarwal, who was also in charge of the venue team. Dr. Kunal, who was taking care of the AV arrangement. और एक नाम जो सबने बहुत सुना होगा, Dr. Anurag Mishra. In no order of preference, but yes, as the teams have worked, people from the art team lead Arvachi. Arvachi, please come up with your team. Anmol, graffiti by Ankur, Chavi, Priya, Mehek. Please, can you make it faster? Come fast. There's a Gurukul tree, so we have Rahul, Tejas, Komal, Bhavya, Rangoli team, Ritika, Vimsha, Shalini, Monica, Prem. We have some one-man armies also. Nishant, who was taking care of hospitality, venue. Kushag for the backstage team. Komal, who was there for the hospitality team and the coordination with all the speakers. Design team, Janvi. The trailers and the posters, everything created by Janvi and her team. Tejas and Bhavya. The beautiful photographer for the day, Mitali. Priyam, our website designer. Please go back and have a great look at the revamped website. Coming back to the venue team, there were more. So Shivani, Aman, Gauri, people who met you at the registration counter outside. Nitya, Astitwa, please come upstairs. The sketch team, all the amazing people who made those portraits. Nikhilesh, Parokari, Anshika, Rimsha Rahman, Lata Dhiman. And the invite team who were very busy inviting all of you and ensuring all of you make it to the podium in time. So Vishwa and her team, Pratham, Nishtha, Gautam, Lavanya, Vanshita, Pratham, Aryan, Bhagyashri, Riya, Priyanshu, Apur, Shaurya, Shivika, Shreya, and many of the backstage team, of whom most of us are there. We also have a very, very special people who have always been an integral part of Gurukul, whom I take this privilege to invite on stage. Sanjit and Sana, please come up on stage. Gurukul started with this. Apeksha is also there. I can see her. Apeksha, if you're there, please come up. So they were the people with whom Gurukul started. Founding members. Before we close for the group photograph, just last 2-3 announcements. So there's a very special hand-drawn graffiti pasted outside hung outside the auditorium. Each quadrant representing special uniqueness of each of our 4 speakers. So please take a minute or two to maybe take a photograph, but do appreciate the hard work that our wonderful team has put into the graffiti. So this is the graffiti that is waiting for you outside. Before you leave, please do not forget to drop your feedback. There is a feedback form. For those of you who are carrying your tickets, there is a feedback column at the back side of it. And there is a small donation box. We generously accept whatever you would want to donate to support us and keep us going. Thank you, Shubhratri, and thank you.
Just one more thing. I think Ashima very, very graciously forgot to mention her own contribution. So I, on the behalf of the entire team, would like to thank her.